Hello everybody and welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of the Celtic FC 25 career mode. It's hard to believe that we are already at the end of this inaugural season, but I've had so much fun with it. We've had a brilliant season. We sealed Celtic's 55th league title in the last episode, a joint record with Rangers. And today we hope to add a 43rd Scottish Cup, which Celtic already have the record for, and we look to add to it today. And it had to be against the old foe, didn't it, Rangers? Thankfully, we are unbeaten against Rangers in this career mode so far, so that's a good record to have. Especially going into a cup final of this magnitude, I'm really looking forward to it. And something tells me that this is probably going to be the cup final more times than it won't in this career mode. So, yeah, get used to this fixture is what I'll say. Obviously, when it comes to the squad, if we just go here, we will have a fully fit team, apart from Kyogo Furuhashi. Unfortunately, he did pick up an injury in the semi-final of all games, and it was so frustrating because we didn't even start him in that game. He was on the bench. We brought him on with 25 minutes to go. We were 1-0 up against Ross County, and I felt like, you know what, we could do with a bit of extra firepower up front. Let's bring on Furuhashi. And he didn't end up scoring, and then in literally the last minute he got injured. So such a shame. He is out for 2 months, which, look, it's not the worst injury in terms of how long he's going to be out for, but it's not ideal either. But listen, Adamida, the Cork man up front, he is more than capable of filling those boots. And eventually, he may become the main striker in this career mode. He is only 23, I think it is. Let's actually double check that if we go to the squad hub. And Furuhashi is 29, so as much as I love him, he is, pushing on a bit in terms of his growth as a player in the game. Where am I going? Here we are. Oh, he's 24, Adamida. So, yeah, he's approaching his mid-20s, so I'm sure he will be with Celtic, hopefully till the end of this career mode. So, lads, without further ado, I think we just need to get into it. The Old Firm derby, Celtic versus Rangers in the Scottish Cup final. Let's be having ya. So I've just seen as well that it will be taking place at the Stadion Olympic, which is supposed to replicate Hampden Park, where this final would normally take place. So look, at least it looks somewhat similar. I have remembered to cue the full match intro this time. There is what's on the line, the Scottish Cup. Blue and white ribbons on it now, but we will want, of course, the green and white on there when this is all said and done. I wanted to address an interesting comment, actually, that somebody left on the video where we played our first Old Firm derby. So in that video, I think it was the second official episode of this career mode, I mentioned that here in Ireland, I don't really see an awful lot of Rangers jerseys. And I mentioned when I went on a work trip to Portlaoise, which is about 2.5 hours away from where I live, and I saw a guy in a Rangers jersey and was like, huh, that's unusual. And somebody left a comment and made a valid point that in the north you would see quite a lot of Rangers fans, particularly around Belfast. And look, lads, that is absolutely the case. All I can say is that I live literally about as far south as you can get in Ireland. So about where I am, you don't see Rangers jerseys. I'm going to be honest about that. And the same guy also said that the majority of Celtic's fan base is in the north of Ireland. Listen, there's no denying that Celtic have huge support in the north of Ireland. I mean, technically, they're based in the closest part of Ireland to Glasgow. So, like, that makes complete sense. So, yeah, there's absolutely no denying that. And I'm not trying to say that I consider Northern Ireland separate to the rest of Ireland, but listen, let's not pretend that growing up where I grew up and growing up in the north are the same thing. It's two different things, and there's plenty of reasons for that. But yeah, I just wanted to address that. Of course, in the north of Ireland, I know Rangers do have a lot of support, but let's just say the people who support Rangers up there, you wouldn't really see them down in these parts, and I probably wouldn't be trawling around their parts. That sounds wrong. I meant obviously the location and not not anything else. I don't know why I had to mention that. But anyways, Celtic and Rangers yet again. I did forget to put Rangers in their bloody home kit. I completely forgot about that. But anyways, whatever. It is what it is. Jack Butland there in goal. Of course, Kasper Schmeichel playing his final game of his career in this game as well. And let's make it a successful one where we can seal the double. But Rangers will be up for this. Listen, they have a point to prove. They haven't beaten us all season. And they're on the attack here straight away. Punk makes a good tackle. Back to Kasper Schmeichel. Here's Johnston now. Over to McGregor. It's hard to believe as well that only 2 years ago Rangers were in the Europa League final. And listen, I begrudgingly gave them credit for it. It's not an easy feat for a Scottish team. Oh, hold that thought. Oh, okay, let me save the compliments for them there, because Adam Ida has given us the lead here. He's in for Kyogo Furuhashi, who unfortunately had to miss this game through injury. But thankfully, Adam Ida is able to pick up where Kyogo left off. Even though, to be fair, in this competition, he has been the main man. Butland probably should have done a bit better with that. He's got to be palming that away. But he sliced it into his own net. But of course, it's an Adam Ida goal. He's someone who would know a thing or two about growing up around where I grew up, even though he's from a different part of Cork to where I'm from. He's from Douglas, I'm from Cloyne. One's in the county, one's in the city. And yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. We're both on the same team today, and that team is Celtic, who are 1-0 up here in the Old Firm derby in the Scottish Cup final. You love to see it. But yeah, no, to go back to what I was saying, I gave Rangers plenty of credit for that. For a Scottish team to get to the Europa League final, and especially when they weren't even the top team in Scotland. Celtic obviously did win the league that year. You know, that's impressive as well. Obviously they weren't on the winning side, but listen, you know, I will always give credit to teams who do well, no matter who they are. A lot of space there for Christie, but I didn't see him soon enough. Can he get another banger? Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. There's Danilo now, who has scored a few goals against us. And here he is again, looking to cause some trouble. Oh, Carter Vickers does really well there. I will say the stadium is a good replicant of the stadium that the Scottish Cup final is normally in. I wish there was a way. Honestly, 2K Sports get a lot of flack, right? And to be fair, I was just about to give them credit for something they didn't actually come up with, but is in one of their games. It's in the WWE games. Create an arena. Hang on, let me hold that thought now. Conor McGregor apparently is on a run. Callum McGregor's on the run. Adam Ida! Ah, why did I do that? I should have taken a touch. Butland gets it away. But you can create an arena in WWE 2K24, and you've been able to create arenas in WWE games since WWE 12. So if you wanted to download an old pay-per-view or a recent pay-per-view that isn't in the game, you can create it and upload it to community creations where other people can download it. That would be a game changer, especially for career mode, if EA were ever thinking of introducing it to this game. Imagine if a team, like for the two Milan teams, for example, this season, neither one of them are licensed in the game. Unfortunately, that means that the San Siro is not in the game. Imagine if you were able to create a stadium that was, you know, very similar to the San Siro. I think it would be pretty cool. But here's hoping anyway. That's the one thing that the modding community has not been able to do, from what I've seen, is mod stadiums into the game, or at least, you know, real life stadiums. At least from what I know. But anyways, Maida. Oh, I tell you what, they played it dangerous there, Rangers, passing it back to the keeper. But it paid off for them for now. Hatate. Sessegnon. Not long to go now in the first half. Can we double our lead? That's a good ball in. But it's cleared away. Back with Butland now again. Oh, I tell you what. Again, I thought we were going to close him down. McGregor here now on the ball. Maida. That's Sate. That's a decent ball in to Adam Ida. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to make the connection with the header. And here's Tom Lawrence now. Another former United player. Come up against a lot of former Manchester United players. A lot of former youth players as well. I can't switch player at the moment. Oh, and it's into Danilo. Oh, he's done really well there. Oh, I tell you what, Rangers should have equalised there. It should be 1-1 going into the second half. But thankfully, we get away with it. It is 1-0. Where's the strut, McGregor? I called you Connor earlier. You should be doing that billionaire strut. Even though I don't know if that's the best thing to do now at the moment with the recent Vince McMahon documentary that got released. And he, of course, is famous for... or sorry, that strut was made famous from him initially. But I'm going off on an awful tangent here and I'm going to quickly move on. But we are 1-0 up. The team isn't looking too tired at the moment, which has been an issue this season, if there was any. So that's something I'm going to have to see if I can change for Season 2. If not, then look, whatever, but hopefully we'll be able to. But let's get into the second half. Celtic against Rangers. 1-0 to Celtic at the moment. The double is currently on for us. Adamida. Probably shouldn't have taken the shot from there. Probably should have tried to have held it up. There's Barron. Yilmaz into Lawrence. Hadji, who is a very dangerous player for them. Diamande. Oh, we nearly left a gap. Open for him there, and Schmeichel with a good save. This may be the final normal time half of his career. But he's still pulling out the saves in the important moments, and that will go out for a goal kick. Let's try and play this one out from the back. Punk over to Sessegnon. Hatate now. Maeda. He's been one of my favourite players so far in this career mode. I was in two minds. The keeper saved it. But who else but Adamida to double our lead? And that has put the double surely without question of whether it's going to come back to Celtic Park. That sentence didn't make a lot of sense grammatically, but whatever. Adamida taps it in again. Maeda with the run. I was in two minds. Do I shoot? Do I pass? Bit of luck on it. I know Brooks would say luck is for losers, but we definitely benefited from a bit of luck there. The keeper saved it, and Ida was in the perfect position to put it home. And who knows, lads, maybe next season I start with Adamida if Furuhashi is still recovering from injury at the start of next season. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Ryan Christie now, one of my favourite players as well in this team. There's not a bad player in this team though, let's be honest. Hatate. Oh, probably too heavy of a touch. And there's the traitor himself, Navaraki. Rangers paid his release clause very early days in this career mode. I think it was actually in the same episode as the first Old Firm Derby. Can't say he's been too much of a big miss though. But I don't think that would happen in real life. Listen, there has been a few players who've played for both teams. I think Ida's going to be offside. Yes, he is. Might look at making some changes. There have been players who've played for both teams in real life, but few and far between. Palma I'm going to bring on because he's had a decent season. Let's give him a run out here in the cup final. Valet as well. Let's bring him on at left back. Carter Vickers is a wee bit tired, but listen, it's the last game of the season. We'll leave him off. Yeah, I think they're the only changes we'll make for now. With 20 minutes to go. But yeah, I'm glad I got that statement off my chest there at the start. Obviously, North of Ireland has a lot of support for both Celtic and Rangers. But as I say, I believe it or not, I've never actually been to Northern Ireland. I'm sure some of you would believe it. But I've been to every part of the UK except for Northern Ireland, which is pretty crazy considering I live on the island of Ireland and have done my whole life. But it's the one place I have not ventured to yet, but would like to one day. And there will be no clean sheet for Kasper Schmeichel in his final ever game. Rangers have pulled one back. I got a bit distracted there. Walter White celebrating mad with the substitute bench there. If you know, you know. It's a decent finish as well. Gave him too much space there. Schmeichel, been so good today, but maybe didn't react to that one as quickly as he could. Calm down, Heisenberg. I'll tell you what though, that goal was 99% pure. Again, if you know, you know. 15 minutes left, and that makes things a bit more interesting now. There's been a few Rangers fans tuning into these episodes recently, so if you are tuned in right now, at least things look a bit more close going into the last few minutes here. I'm still confident though. I'm not going to panic. Here's McGregor. Now Christie. Unable to get into a good position to get the shot off, but let's just hold on to it. Here's Brooks. This upcoming Saturday will have his own matchup against Rangers in real life. Oh, it's Valle, the left back. Oh, it's a good save by Butland. Well, he made a Hames at the first attempt. That gave us the lead today, but he had to make up for it there. Just 5 minutes to go now. Can Rangers bring it to extra time? They still have it here. Oh, that's a decent ball. Oh my god, Danilo! Schmeichel had to make that save. And you know what? I'm going to make some changes. Carter Vickers, I think we need to take him off. We need a bit more energy there at the back. Hatate is quite tired as well. We'll bring on Bernardo and maybe Gustafsson for Christie. Slightly more defensive option. But Rangers are making this a very, very tense finish for us. They'll whip the corner in. Oh my god, I tell you what, I thought that went in for a second. Did well to win the header, in fairness to him. Broke away from the two men marking him, but into the side netting. You know what? I'm going to make another time-wasting substitution. Adamida, he's a little bit tired. It said Bernardo could do a job up front. He only gets a -2 there, in fairness to him. Oh, we don't have any subs left. Shit! I forgot. I can't do maths this year. To be fair, maths was never my strong point. It never was my strong point. But here's Scales now. A fresh centre-back alongside Phil Brooks. Johnston. Here's Kuhn. Go on, lad. Ida's on a hat-trick. Kuhn will hold on to it. I think they've run out of time though, lads. I think they've run out of time. Let's bring it back. And there we go. As I burp. Brilliant timing. We have sealed the double. Celtic are the Scottish Cup champions, defeating Rangers in yet another Old Firm derby. Adamida with both goals. Rangers did pull one back with 15 minutes to go, but it was a scamp consolation. And Glasgow is green and white in both the league and the cup this season. You love to see it. And again, I feel like there's a few more doubles where this one came from, lads. We've got a very strong team at the moment. The young players are developing quite well. I'm looking forward to seeing what players we can bring in the summer. Probably should have made Kasper Schmeichel captain for this game. It would have been nice for him to lift that trophy, which does have the green and white ribbons on it now, as it has done many, many times. 43 times to be exact. And Callum McGregor, the notorious one, will lift up the Scottish Cup trophy once again for Celtic. Up the boys, a grand old team. They've done it again. 2 trophies in our first season. Unfortunately, as I say, the League Cup in Scotland is not in this game, which is a shame. So we can't do the treble, domestic treble that is. But there's a bigger treble on my mind that I would like to achieve in this career mode. But it's the double for now. An emotional Kasper Schmeichel there, knowing this is it. But what a way to go out. Not many players get to say they retire winning 2 trophies in their final season. And I think he's the only player. Did he play every game, Kasper Schmeichel? No, he didn't. I did rest him for one of the cup games. I think it might have been the quarter-final, if memory served me correctly. Or maybe even the first cup game. I can't remember. But anyways, he played all the other games. And we are very, very happy that he was here to help contribute to this trophy. Lovely sight there. The lads all together. Celtic Scottish Cup champions yet again. And the streets of Glasgow are full for the parade for the double winners, Celtic. I love this feature. I really, really do. I think it is a nice touch. Came into the game last year. I will say, though, I kind of wish they didn't do it every year. Because Celtic have won plenty of doubles. Why am I wearing the Ireland badge instead of the Celtic one? I know I am the Ireland manager, but like, this is with Celtic, so it's kind of weird, but whatever. But I kind of wish they didn't do it every year. I kind of wish, like, the more you win, the less they do this. You know what I mean? If you're winning the league most seasons, don't have a parade all the time. But then if you win the Champions League and the league, have a parade then. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, it's not a big deal. But there we go, a lovely moment there. A parade in Glasgow for Celtic, the double winners yet again. But yeah, let's have a look at the squad stats as we wrap things up here. So, appearance-wise, Kasper Schmeichel did make the most. The only thing I won't miss is the fact that I've nearly called him Peter Schmeichel. I don't know how many times. It's a force of habit. I do apologise to both Kasper and the viewers of this career mode. I forgot what I was doing there for a second, but he did make 51 appearances, 14 clean sheets. We had a bit of trouble with conceding goals at the very start of this career mode, but slowly but surely I've gotten a bit better. Johnston and Brooks, McGregor with 48, not between them, 48 each I should say. Christie with 43, 42 for the two wingers there, and then it kind of gets a bit more spread out the more you go down. In terms of the goals, Kyogo Furuhashi, one shy of 30, 21 and 27 in the league, 8 and 10 in the Champions League. Didn't actually score in the Scottish Cup. That appearance where he got injured in the Scottish Cup was actually his only appearance in the competition. So, listen, that's what I get for bringing him on in a game that we were already winning. But listen, I stand by my reasoning for doing it. These things happen in football, don't they? Whatever. It's not the end of the world. But he was our talisman for the season. Kuhn with 21 goals and 11 assists. Fantastic from him. Really, really enjoyed having him down that right hand side. Not really we always say never a dull moment on this channel. Not really a dull moment ever with Kuhn either. Really, really happy with him out on the right. Maida, one of my favourite players, 20 goals and 13 assists in 42 appearances. That is some going. Only one goal in the Champions League. The other 19 of them came in the Scottish League. That's interesting. It's funny how sometimes you don't notice these things until the very end, isn't it? It's really strange. Adam Ida, lad, for a backup striker, 19 goals, not too shabby in 36 appearances, 7 assists with it as well. I think he's going to play a lot more next season. I really, really do think we'll see a lot more of Adam Ida. He's everything that this career mode embodies. He's Irish. He's from Cork. Time is on his side. 76 rated. Decent rating for the league that he's in. I'm excited to see how much more he progresses. And to be fair, he only had 2 less appearances than Furuhashi, so they have been kind of battling it out for that starting striker role. I might even try a different formation next season for some games, try both of them up front, see how that goes. Ryan Christie with 16 goals and 12 assists. He was a brilliant signing, a little bit on the older side at 30 years old. And listen, I know 30 isn't that old in the grand scheme of things, but he's not going to grow much more, which is why I have been half thinking about bringing in another midfielder, having Christie be one of the rotational options, because he just scores banger after banger after banger. Palma here, backup winger, 10 goals and 5 assists, not too bad either. Forrest contributed to 9 goals and 2 assists. Bernardo at 4 and 7, a decent player, probably should have played him a little bit more. Most of his appearances were off the bench, but listen, again, time is on his side. Brooks with 3 and 1, McGregor with 3 and 10, Hatate with the same as him, Carter Vickers with 2 and 2, Scale scored 2, both of them actually coming in the Champions League. Johnston at 1, Trusty at 1, Gustafsson at 1. Yeah, there's a lot of players here with 1 goal. Let's have a look at the players out on loan. Tilio, see, this is annoying. It doesn't tell you how much they grew by anymore. That's really, really frustrating. But he's at a 69. Get your mind out of the gutter. Same with this guy, Lager, Bielka, however you say it. Endo O'Brien's at 61, McCormick is at 63, Ito at 64, Gannon at 64, Cochrane at 57, Wood with 65, McCarthy at 60, Craig Ward up to a 69. Again, get your mind out of the gutter. He was at a 67. I do remember that because we actually did play him in a couple of games before he went out on loan, so it's good to see him at a decent rating at the moment, and hopefully that'll keep going up. Duggan at a 61, McGarry 62, McIntyre at a 62. We have to keep him away from Brooks. even though he looks like Paddy Pimblett. I think I've already mentioned that before. He is the bop-off Paddy Pimblett. Maybe not in his actual, character in the game, but the image that he has is very similar. McCohen, I think that's a loan to buy. Pretty sure he's gone up by 1. I'm sure he was at a 70, so hopefully Leicester might cash in on him. Francis Turley didn't play. I think we might have him transfer listed. We do. Ralston, 72 rated there, played 21 games. And yeah, that's kind of it. All these lads kind of... Oh, actually, yeah, sorry, there's a few appearances here. Okay, Sessegnon. Only 1 assist. But he's at 77 rating. Interesting. They played the same amount of league games, both left backs. That is interesting. I'm happy to keep him for now, but maybe we will need an upgrade at some stage, but whatever. Let's have a look there as well, actually, at who won the other trophies. So let me just simulate in a few days and I'll come back. So we'll start with the lowest ranked UEFA competition and work our way up. Chelsea beating Rapid Vienna 6-5 on penalties after a 1-1 draw in the Conference League. So Chelsea win another European trophy, and that would complete the lot for them. The Europa League, it was Frankfurt again. Christ, Rangers fans, look away. That must bring back bad memories for ye. I need to stop doing that. I will not be welcome up to Belfast if I keep going on like that. With the amount of Rangers fans will be up there. But anyways, Frankfurt did beat Olympiacos 2-1 in the Europa League final. Congratulations to them. And wow, the Champions League was actually a rematch of the final of the previous year, and Borussia Dortmund avenged that loss. Don't know why the Europa League backdrop is behind the Champions League trophy. That's a glitch that they need to fix. But Dortmund win what seemed to be a very entertaining final, beating Real Madrid by 4-3. And Real Madrid lose a European final for the first time in what feels like forever. So very interesting to see how we'll do in the Champions League next season, but Dortmund will go into that season as the current holders. Fair play to them. So lads, before we wrap things up, this is the current starting 11 that will be finishing the season, the first season here I should say, with Celtic. Now obviously Furuhashi is out injured, so let's actually just put him in for now, just for the sake of this screen. This is the strongest starting 11 that we have at the moment, and basically our strongest bench, even though Ralston should be there as well. Oh, okay, I can see what they've done. I was going to say, why is there less subs? It's because the menus seem to change when the season isn't actually in play. It's kind of weird, so yeah, ignore that. But anyways, this is the strongest starting 11. Looking at the team, I do think I would like to get another midfielder. I think Hatate will be fine for another season as the starting midfielder alongside Christie. McGregor obviously is pushing on a small bit, so another CDM might be something we need to look at as well. And with the left wing position, we probably could look at bringing in someone there. Maeda, I absolutely adore him. 27 years old now. He's not at a bad stage of his career at all. I would argue he's in his prime. Palma as well, though, 25. He's good as well, but he's just... It's been so hard for him to get a game because Maeda has been in such good form, as has Kuhn. So I've only been able to play him when we're rotating. I just feel like he's wasting away a little bit in the bench. So I wouldn't mind selling him and bringing in someone slightly higher than Maeda and using him as the backup. So that's something I'm kind of considering. The left back position, we'll have to see about how Sessegnon does next season. I do think he deserves another year. Hopefully he can work on that fitness before the start of next season, because that has definitely left him down quite a good few times in this season. We've obviously had to rotate quite a lot at the left back position. Vale is a decent backup, but he is only 70 rated. We did sign him permanently from Barcelona though, so you know, he could be somebody that maybe we loan out again. So we had him on loan, now we've signed him permanently, so maybe we should loan him out and see if he grows there. But yeah, lads, that's where I need your input. Like, what areas of the team do you want to see me improve, and what players should I be looking at signing? I think the centre-back duo is very good for now. Might look at getting a backup centre-back though, because the backup centre-backs we have now are very good, don't get me wrong. Scales and, where is he? Trusty. Decent backups, but they are both left-footed. Now, in fairness to Scales, he does have 5-star weak foot, but I feel like he still uses that left foot mostly, which is natural because he's left-footed. So I wouldn't mind bringing in another right-footed centre-back just to have a different option as well. Obviously, we have Carter Vickers and Brooks here, and Brooks has potential to be special. Carter Vickers is the highest-rated centre-back, although again, his stamina does let him down at times. So, you know, that's just something that we're going to have to try and work on. But I wouldn't mind another right-footed centre-back. That's something we need to look at. Forrest as well has dropped down to a 70, so I do think we'll need, I was going to say maybe another young winger, but we do have Yang here, who is only 23, so we could try him out a bit next season. But yeah, lads, do let me know. Obviously we're using the youth academy quite a lot in this as well, in terms of loaning players out. That's obviously for the Ireland part of this career mode, so maybe one or two of them might break into the team as well. Hopefully they do, because it would be nice to have that youth academy flavour in the team as well. But that will do it for Season 1 of the Celtic Career Mode, lads. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate the support. I say it on every episode, but this is arguably the most fun I've had on the channel since I've started doing this type of content. At the time of recording, we are getting ever so closer to 300 subscribers. So if you are enjoying this series, please do consider subscribing to the channel and give the video a like if you enjoyed it as well. I will see you very, very soon for Season 2 of the Celtic FC 25 Career Mode. Get suggestions in for players you think we should sign. I want this to be your career mode as much as mine, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Take care, lads.